Hi everyone, welcome to Value. So today we're looking into a new company that I haven't talked about before. This was recommended by one of the viewers, and I had a look into it, and the company looks really good. I did want to do a video on it much earlier. Unfortunately, time constraints mean I'm just doing a video on it now. But actually now it's actually selling cheaper than it was in the past, so it's a really good opportunity to start looking into this company because it's starting to really show some really good signs that it's building up to be quite the cash cow. So CorMedix, it's selling at $9.59 with a valuation of $582 million. It has a main product which is called Defencath, and basically that product's a catheter lock solution, which can be used for dialysis. So and in cases with dialysis, people get infections. So basically this solution reduces those infections by 71%, which is pretty extraordinary. So their compelling cases, if your patients basically have less infections, the mortality rate is much lower and your customer stays alive longer, hence kind of more lifetime revenue towards the company. So basically these guys started going commercial in the middle of last year, and basically the quarter right after going commercial they did 11.5 million in revenue, which wasn't bad. These things take time to scale up, of course, and in a way they were doing well. So they had about 46 million of cash and short-term investments at the time. So from there, so we can make a comparison for some stats they gave us. They haven't officially released the fourth quarter, but they gave some preliminary numbers. So from that you can kind of just make a comparison of how well they're scaling. So going from 11.5 million for Q3, and in Q4 they did basically 31 million. So going from that to 31 is quite the jump from 3 months after. So you can see where this company is starting to grow really quickly, and in the last for Q1 for 2025, I think things are going to look significantly better as well. So hence why things are actually looking really good for the company. It isn't showing right now, but the next quarter it's going to be another jump, and things just are going to continue to build up really nicely, that this company is going to be generating really good profits compared to its current valuation of just over 500 million. So there's not a lot to really read on for this because it's just preliminary kind of results. So there's no financial statements or anything to read. So the one thing that you can really read into is that their cash and short-term investments for that was 52 million. So if you remember, the quarter before that was 46 million. So 3 months afterwards they made $6 million that went into the balance sheet. So you can kind of see as their revenue jumps, the amount of cash they generate also starts to jump as well. So things are actually looking very nice. Like this year, like it's likely they're going to make a really good profit, and things are just going to continue because these guys, their product's actually quite unique, and there's not really many many competitors in that sense. So they kind of have the market in a sense to themselves. So you're basically investing in a really unique and eventually stable company, because once companies look at your product, they like your product, they will continue to use it, and the company continues to generate a lot of revenue and cash. So hence why this company is something that you should start popping on your radar, because Obviously, there's only 2 quarters of results to go on where they actually generated revenue, but you can kind of see from Q3 last year, 11.5 million, and then basically they nearly triple that to 31 million the quarter after. And then this year they're expected to onboard more customers, especially if they're larger size as well. So you can kind of see that their revenues are, definitely going up. So even if we went like 31 million and then we just times it by 4, that's 120 million in revenue. But obviously the number here is definitely going to jump. So you can definitely see that this company will do well financially, and it's definitely one worth looking into, like this year, if not even now. Like I think right now is a really good buying opportunity. I have bought some shares myself, and I think this company is offering a really good opportunity because the problem with these companies is, firstly, they get FDA approval. Like this company got FDA approval back in 2023, and it wasn't until April last year when they started to commercialize. So you can kind of see that it does take quite a bit of time, and then now they're starting to ramp up, and then you're kind of seeing the really good results starting to come out, and eventually they'll generate so much revenue and cash that the market can't ignore it, and it will definitely show through in the share price. Those of you who follow the channel know I'm also a big fan of Humacyte, and Humacyte's also starting to ramp up. But of course that requires some time, and you can kind of see the whole process. Like these guys started ramping up in the middle of last year, and you can see they went from 11.5 million to 31 million, and in the quarter after that's going to be another build up, and hence that's how it just goes. And the minute you get to this phase where the revenue's starting to really scale up, that's where you really want to be in the company, because there's not a lot of time between really good results and then the share price just jumping up to catch up with that. So I think right now the market hasn't really completely taken notice of how well this company will perform in the future. It's only taken into account the current results, or it's just sitting under the radar, and a lot of people actually haven't looked at the stock yet. So it's definitely advisable to look into the stock. Of course, the current administration could have some effect on how some of the spending goes in terms of funding, because if there's not enough funding, then obviously the dialysis companies may be hesitant to want to spend a little bit extra on the patients, just because the margin's too thin. But currently that's doesn't appear to be the case. Like I think things still continue to do really well for this company. So yeah, like I think definitely one to watch, and yeah, like definitely worth getting shares in this company. They will be announcing their official Q4 results very soon, possibly maybe in a week or two's time. And then I think they'll also give a guidance, given that they've already gone 2 months into their first quarter for 2025. I think they definitely be able to give some guidance, because there's only a month left. So I imagine if they give some really good numbers during then yeah, I think we definitely will be seeing that in the share price. So worth looking into. If you've got any questions or comments, post below. Until then, good luck investing, everyone.